are you doing?
Good, good. Good to see you, Subhadra. Did you see the video
Yes.
I shared?
Of course, yes. I was actually pretty surprised to see this whole thing.
Yeah,
Seeing Modi dancing for the garba during the Navratri.
yeah,
I'm completely shocked about it.
exactly. You know what? I thought it was true until the Prime Minister, I think it was recently, I think a couple of days ago, he actually was addressing a meeting and he flagged off this concern that about, this video not being him in the video. It was not him doing the Garba dance. And he actually flagged off a concern about the deep fakes, and which is why I thought we should be discussing about deep fakes. It'll be very apt at this point.
Definitely. So we see there is a lot of deep fake videos coming out nowadays, and I think many people are into it nowadays to a large extent, where there are images or sounds and just audio or video representations of celebrities, especially, or people who are popular,
It all
where they
started
have
with
not.
an actress. It started with an
Yes,
actress's photo being morphed
yes,
to video.
yeah,
That is when it started, and it
especially.
seemed, and I think the Prime Minister is also a part of it unwillingly, without his
Yes.
knowledge. So we look at the deepfake part of it. I mean, coming from the fraternity of law, we're not too sure of what deepfakes is. So we'll definitely need to look at what it is.
Yeah. So, Sandhya, we were discussing on this deep fake. So, I just want to also give an idea how this, what actually is the deep fake. Okay. So, deep fake are like these images, or it can be sounds, or any kind of audios or video representations of any people, especially people who are very famous or celebrities who are having a lot of following. And they try to, kind of morph their images into somebody else's body, or say things which they have not said at all or done at all. So like the way we explained, Mr. Modi is dancing for the garba, which he didn't do at all. And also recently we have seen, it started off with the actress whose face was also morphed onto a body of another woman who was actually changing the clothes.
Mm.
So it also looked like as if the actress was also changing her own clothes. So
Right.
this is something which is so much of morphed images which are being played into the celebrities or famous people, which they have not come forward at all doing these things.
Right. I think it's more
So
like a make-believe content. It's more like a
correct.
make-believe content. So actually interesting you had to mention this because I was trying to understand, not coming from a tech background, I was trying to understand how, deep fake is, how it works or how it's created. And so when I was reading, what I could gather was a lot of publicly available information. As you mentioned, it could be videos, it could be audio, it could be pictures, which is why probably mostly public personalities are always at the target because of their sheer social media presence, be it their posts, be it their emails, etc. So how it works is either they take original content. I'm talking about deepfake creators, take original content and mix it with content which is not original. Like you were mentioning about the actress whose face was morphed onto another woman's body. Or they altogether create new content with the existing characters or the audio. So what happens is they may have said something at another stage or a circumstance. It's taken out of context and put it in here. So what I was given to understand is such creators, they feed real content. There are algorithms in artificial intelligence, AI, which is taking over all our lives. So there are algorithms which actually recognize real content, be it audio, be it language, be it diction, be it body movements, be it facial movements. And there are several algorithms that this is fed into. And typically, there is one which is called a generator and one which is called a discriminator. I'm just putting it in very lay language as I understood it. Now, the generator will, once the content is put into this generator algorithm, it will rehash, fuse, or create, or cut and paste, and then create a new content which is bogus, which is fake.
Right.
And
Right.
then it will be put on to the discriminator, which will actually be able to tell us if it is true or untrue content. As I
Correct.
said, and both, ironically, both these generator and discriminator coexist for us to
True.
find out if, but not any general public. Like I had to see the Prime Minister's Garba video 2-3 times before, because the first time I saw it, I was like, "Hey, he's dancing so energetically." It took a fact check or a tech check to actually come out and say it is not him. So as I mentioned a little while ago, it's all make-believe content.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. And I think with AI coming in, there is so much which you could create, and you could say it's very difficult to discriminate the real person and one which is being created with AI today.
Yeah, it's a very thin line between perception and reality.
Exactly. Yes, yes, absolutely.
So, Badra, like with anything, technology can also be used positively, not necessarily only negatively, though unfortunately, the use is only detrimental currently. Artificial intelligence, if there is an intention, can be used positively, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yes. So, for instance, you can have videos being created for certain awareness issues. For example, the best one which I would suggest is the soccer star David Beckham, where he's been seen talking in about 9 different languages, creating an awareness about malaria. It was breathtaking to see that video, how realistic it has been put forward, and the kind of languages which he's been speaking. And such kind of content actually helps to reach a larger sector of audience around the world.
Malaria isn't just any disease. It's the deadliest disease there's ever been.
Se dice que ha matado más de la mitad de la población que ha existido.
وما زالت تقتل طفلا كل دقيقتين.
And also you should note here that Sandhya, videos which are created like this are generally taken the consent, and it is done with the knowledge of the person, if it's a celebrity or if it's an influencer, etc.
Right. No, but also I'll take it forward from there. See, when you talk about, as you're speaking, I can also think about, let's say you're customizing products and services to suit the requirement of the consumer using such AI technology. And I'm sure even you have seen by now, let's say you are ordering a pair of glasses online, and then there is a facility, there is technology using artificial intelligence where if you upload a picture, the glasses will sit on your the face of your picture, and you're able to take a more informed decisions. That, I believe, is of only for the benefit of the end user and not to his detriment. The edtech industry also seems to be using the deepfake technology because it makes the audio and visual of content of educational lessons, makes it very interactive. So their deepfake is only for the good of the student community, right?
True. Yeah. Sandhya, you should also understand that the entertainment industry also uses deepfake technology to a large extent.
True.
Okay. So, for example, this Disney movie, I'm sure everybody's heard of, The Lion King. It was actually remade as a complete animated movie, like the previous version, which was took in 94. But this animation was also so closer to real life animals. That was the kind of impact with deepfake and what the entertainment industry can do with deepfakes, And the other standing example is also where you can also revive deceased people who are dead. Like Elvis Presley was resurrected for the show in America's Got Talent, which actually gave me so much of goosebumps seeing that.
So he's not been taken by the aliens after all.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but you know what? Despite us having such good examples, unfortunately, when you see the deepfake technology is mostly used for the not so good purposes. Typically, fake videos, bogus videos, unreal content are typically made to harass people, extort people, blackmail people, and mostly celebrities. Not just celebrities, it just so happens they're out there. But
Yeah.
we can't but help take an example for them. I was stunned to see when I was reading about this, to see that there was a study which said almost 95% of deepfake content was pornographic. It was sheer
Okay.
when it was not, existing celebrities or normal people whose bodies are being morphed onto some already existing porn content, which is very disturbing.
Yes, and it also violates the complete privacy of a person who is part of such content. It damages their reputation and it creates a lot of mental agony,
Absolutely.
So that's something. And also I have to add that we have moved from the version of graphics. We used to have graphic morphed images. Now we have gone to deepfakes.
That's just a unnecessary natural progression.
Yeah.
Right? But then that also adds on to, that explains the significant increase in the rate of cybercrime. It's a
True.
form of identity theft, deepfakes, because you're
Yes.
always doing it without the concerned person's knowledge or consent. And
True.
also the threat of fraud, because there was this case which I'd like to highlight where it was, if I'm not mistaken, in Germany. So the CEO of a company was actually gets a phone call asking to pay up certain amount of money for him to, get a promotion or something like that. And the call comes from his boss.
Okay.
And that's where the deepfake technology came into picture. Because the audio of his senior got morphed, and his phone calls kept, and this person just kept paying until he realized that something was not okay. And then when he dug deep, he found out that it was a fraud call. And by that time, he was extorted substantial amount of money. So,
Right.
we are only unfortunately going from bad to worse with this situation. And I say this because a lay person cannot, I am lay to that extent because I don't have the technological knowledge to make out the
True.
difference between what is real and what is unreal. For instance, David Beckham speaking so many languages, and I was charmed thinking it was him. And then I come to realize that, that was still a good example. You can't really take it beyond that. A lay person won't be able to distinguish between real and unreal content. And that's the threat of artificial intelligence, especially as far as deepfakes are concerned.
Sanjay, the most important aspect which we always talk is about the legality of what it is, how it is involved, especially in deepfake content. Okay. So that we do not have any kind of express law which exclusively covers this deepfake content which is there. But in India, we have the provisions of the Information Technology Act, and the rules also apply to this deepfake content, So Section 66D and 66E of the Information Technology Act states penalty for anything which is on the aspect of which is impersonating a person through computers, and it is also punishable with a fine of about 1 lakh, and also you have a imprisonment up to 3 years.
Right.
So these two are the exclusive sections which deal on the aspects, something which is related with the computers.
Okay.
And morphing of images, etc.
Okay. Also, I'd like to add here, since we're talking legality, with the reference to the recent deepfake case of the actress that we were just mentioning in the earlier part of this episode, the IT ministry has taken suo motu cognizance of the issue and has actually come out with an advisory / guidelines, but it is an advisory specifically targeting social media intermediaries, significant social media intermediaries, to pull down content which is objectionable like this within 36 hours of it being reported. And the advisory further goes on to add that should they not do it, then typically these significant social media intermediaries enjoy something called a third-party immunity, which means,
Okay.
let's say a third party is posting content on a social media platform like Facebook or YouTube. And Facebook or YouTube can claim immunity saying the content was not ours, it was actually put on by a third party. Now, the advisory says, if you don't pull it down within 36 hours of it being flagged as objectionable, then Facebook and YouTube could lose its third-party immunity, which means they will also be held liable penally or in terms of imprisonment and the like. Also, I'd like to add here that this is the second such advisory, because I remember there was one that was issued in January this year. And
Right.
it was a general advisory which talked about all intermediaries having to exercise caution and diligence before actually putting out any content, just in case to avoid any modified or manipulated videos or audio. And if they are putting it, to actually expressly state either at the video or the audio part that it is either modified or manipulated. It has to be expressly included. This is so for the viewer or the listener to get the feeling that it's not the original content.
Correct. I think this is all a very, great step by our Indian government to
Absolutely.
protect celebrities or public, in fact, to a large extent. And it's the best way they have addressed also the issue relating to the deepfake, almost in real time, I would say.
Right.
And of course, it also relies on the Information Technology Act and the rules and also the advisory directives from time to time, how dynamic they have to be and change according to the times of how technology is also improving along with AI, So with increase in this deepfakes presence online as well as in our lives, it is also time that we bring in or enact a specific law to address these kind of issues, because the weightage is so much and these things especially go viral so fast.
True.
It's very difficult to control it when it goes viral, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole aspect I would like to say on the legal area, where we need to have some acts coming into place soon and to take control of these things.
Very much the need of the hour. Yeah.
Yeah, so that things like this get regulated to a large extent.
Right.
And I think we hope that the viewers would have found this issue interesting, and we thank them for watching us all the time. Thank you so much, and we will look forward for having you all again.
Thank you.